Hello guys, hello friends, welcome back to the channel. BedirKM2 here. Today I wanted to share the latest news that Wargaming published in their news section with you. Because this news is something I have been talking about and discussing for months. Let's take a brief look together at this new article about the matchmaking. Before starting the review, I would like to point out that I and many other content creators like me and many players and many supporters like you have repeatedly said that there are problems with the game's matchmaking system. For that, I want to thank you all. Thank you guys. Maybe our voices are being heard a little more. Also, there is a part here that caught my attention and that, until now, had only been brought up by me personally, and they actually dedicated a section of the article to it. I had suggested that the game should be 7 vs 7 or even 5 vs 5. They actually responded that. Honestly, I like that they acknowledge it. However, their response had a negative tone towards my idea, basically saying, no, battles will remain 15 vs 15, that is the core design of the game, and in fact, instead of using bots or other stuffs, we will try to strengthen this format. But let's go step by step and start with the first section. Okay, role balance, a major improvement. Role balance, so the most significant. I'm not going to read it all to you, because I don't want to spend so much time with this. Over 97% of the role imbalance battle. And my friends, yes, in my opinion, these changes made in this area are successfully and actually noticeable. The differences between subclasses have mostly been reduced. I don't know whether the numerical data here is completely accurate or not, but I hear far fewer complaints about this topic now. So it can be said that this change actually worked. And second thing, tank destroyer limits, extreme cases eliminated. Tank destroyer limits delivered clear measurable results. Vehicle distribution also improved. The data confirms this improvement. And my friends, yes, keeping the numbers of tank destroyers stable and consistent really helps organize and balance the gameplay. In short, too much tank destroyers will keep the game longer. And so many lights or medium tanks will make faster games. So I don't want very slow or faster games. And I think I can say that I'm satisfied with this change as well. And the third one, light tanks sub-roles. Light tanks play fundamentally different roles on the battlefield, and the matchmaker currently doesn't reflect that. Oh really? We are planning to introduce 3 sub-role classification, versatile, damage focused and spotting focused. Oh my god, yes, I was talking about this, and I tried to sub-roll light tanks before in my 2 videos, and I talked about this subject, and they finally doing it. They are too late, but they are finally doing it. Yes, I also find this logical. Every tank class has subclasses. If this has been considered for almost everything else, why it has not been considered for light tanks until now? Light tanks are some of the most important vehicles in the game, so why was this not done earlier? Wargaming is late, very late, but at least they are starting to correct their mistakes. I made 2 videos about this subject. I tried to categorize light tanks many times. 2 or 3 videos I made about light tanks, and I always talked about this subject. Okay, the third one, capping SPGs at 2 per team. 3 SPGs per side doesn't have... But the new hard cap will be 2 SPGs per team. This is about making artillery presence stable and predictable. Okay. In my opinion, SPGs, I mean artilleries, should be removed from the game completely. But anyway, at low tiers, they create absolute chaos, you know? And sometimes even one-shot players. They are killing players in one shot. It's really exaggerated. If the game has already moved away from realism and toward an arcade style, then why do we still have artillery in this game? 99% of the players doesn't like artillery. I think this is my own idea, but I think it's boring so much. And still, this change is better than nothing. So thank you, Wargaming. And another subject, stricter platoon tier matching. A platoon of a certain tier should face split. Okay, in here they say the platoons will be in the same tier. But hello, Wargaming. I mean, this must be in the game now. You know? You are working about this. I think Wargaming is joking with us. Normally, there has been extreme imbalance countless times, far beyond the average, and this is clearly a very late fix. You know, this must be done in 5 years ago. And another topic, reduced 2 tiers above battles for tier 8 and 9. This one is the most consistent pieces of feedback we hear. We're actually working to reduce the frequency of tier 8 and 9 vehicles being pulled into battles 2 tiers above them, and to increase the share of battles where vehicles face opponents of the same tier. Or to clarify, this won't translate into... So, this is the feedback you hear the most. Really, Wargaming. Because of the game progression system, everyone keeps grinding toward higher tiers. The grind times also increase, and eventually a huge accumulation happens at tier 10 and 11. On top of that, there is also a huge concentration at tier 8 and tier 9 because the credit income is high and many overpowered premium tanks exist at those tiers. So there is a massive pile up of tanks at tier 8 and 9 and 10 and 11. Really, Wargaming, are you serious? So why don't you just implement +0 -0 matchmaking for these tiers? Why doesn't everyone simply play against tanks of their own tiers? This would make things easier both for your balancing team and for the players. Right now, whenever the developers release a new tank line or a new premium tank, they have to check interactions with tanks 2 tiers above, 1 tier above, same tier, 1 tier below, and 2 tiers below. For every tank, they are doing it again and again and again. So don't create this burden for both your developers and the game itself. Just bring +0 -0 matchmaking. Let everyone fight in their own tier. Or, here is an idea that could solve almost all matchmaking problems in the game. Wargaming, hear me. Let the players choose their matchmaking range themselves. Player could choose +2 -2 matchmaking, +1 -1 matchmaking, or 0 matchmaking. If someone wants the classic experience, they can easily select +2 -2 matchmaking. If someone wants fairer fights, they can choose +1 -1 matchmaking or even +0 -0 matchmaking. If you say that there aren't enough players at lower tiers, add bots for tier 5, 6, and maybe 7s, or apply this system only for tier 8, 9, and 10s. Right? Let the people to choose their matchmaking. Because everyone doesn't want to play in +2, -2 matchmaking. Let people choose. And tell people if they want to play in the same tier, they have to wait longer than usual in the queue. Let people choose. But you probably won't do this because you don't want to lose one of your manipulation tools, right? And the last one, fever none 15 times 15 battles. 15 times 15 battles. 15 versus 15 battle is the standard format for a reason. Smaller battles, the kind that occur during off-peak hours on the lower population servers or under specific queue conditions. Okay, this is the last thing I talked about at the very beginning of the video. So, my friends, in this section, they basically explain the topic I mentioned earlier, why matches are 15 versus 15 and why this number cannot be reduced. Okay, my dear friends, at least World of Tanks has finally decided to start doing something, and I believe this is the success of the people who kept raising their voices. Join us and share the changes you want to see in the game. Let us talk and discuss, and maybe if the game improves and the problems are solved, you can once again enjoy playing it, and you can have fun while playing it. Maybe Wargaming will hear us. If you agree, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And by the way, my friends, in my channel I learned something different. It is something called Buy Me a Coffee or something like that. I want to show that to you. Let's check the... Yes, buymeacoffee.com/BedirKM2. Just one of my friends, just one person, can buy me a coffee. I would like to see how the procedure works. Okay, just one guy, and tell each other if someone wants to send that coffee money, I don't know how much is it, let the others know, because just one person, okay? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye bye.